As you've probably already guessed by now, my time with Marvel's Avengers Beta has been a mess, and a pretty big one. And I'm not here to really dump on this game. When it works, I'm having a lot of fun. It's just most of the time, Black Widow's a skull face and the frame rate's terrible. And that's the majority of the beta. It's just a bunch of technical issues. Taking a look at this first sequence kind of shows you everything you need to know. The first cutscene, I got a freeze. When I switched over to Thor, I was having actually a really good time. He's maybe one of my favorite heroes because it just felt really fresh and all the visual effects just felt great. But when I switched over to Iron Man, I got freeze after freeze. I was getting stuttering, and switching over to any other heroes didn't really help. Like I switched over to Black Widow, she was a stutterfest. Switching over to Hulk, he was his own issue. And afterwards, I wasn't really positive on the game. I wasn't really excited to go into the next mission because I knew how it was gonna go. And I was right. The next mission, you're walking through this forest, and I swear, it will just tank your computer. I was getting below 20 frames, and I had to go into the settings and drop my settings. I went from ultra to high. I have a 2080 Ti, so I was kind of expecting to be in that range, but even afterwards, I dropped it down to low just because I didn't want to have to deal with stuttering. And you've already seen a lot of the other graphical glitches, like the skull face, but there's also the white face, and it's just so bad. The game is less than 20 days away. I don't know if they'll be able to patch all these technical issues out because they're kind of big deals, freezes and stuttering, and I don't know if they'll be able to do it. I hope they can. But hey, moving past the technical issues, let's talk about something more positive. Combat. I actually like it. It's more of a brawler where you have light and heavy attacks. Each hero has skills and abilities. For instance, my favorite hero, Kamala Khan, she can heal the team, she can get really big, and she can give a high five, which is pretty cool. For skills, you unlock new, essentially like additions to combos. I wouldn't really call them skills. For instance, Kamala Khan, she has these light attacks, and then she can follow it up with a skill, per se, which is like a heavy attack, which this is like foot slam, which is, again, not much of a skill. It's more of like a combo, you know, so there's that. But it also leads me to where I have issues because you get levels pretty fast, and if you're able to get through the skill tree pretty quick, and if you only have 3 active abilities, it's gonna get old pretty quick. The devs have said that this game's gonna be around for years, but if I only have 3 active abilities for years on my favorite hero, I could see that getting old. But hey, the combat's good as is right now. What about the mission variety, right? How is that? And unfortunately, I'm not positive on this at all. I actually think the missions are pretty bad, pretty standard. You have babysit the point while enemies kind of rush you, where you have to hold the point. Oh, and if you're playing with this AI, good luck, because AI doesn't help at all. They'll only fight enemies that aren't nowhere near close to the point. So that means you're the one having to fight enemies, jump to point, then to the next point to kind of fight off the horde of enemies, and it's just a chore. Aside from babysit the point, we have the kind of standard destroy the machine type missions. Then you also have your hack missions, and on larger missions, all 3 of those will be bundled together. So you'll have defend the point, you'll have destroy the things, and then you'll have hack, which is not altogether that great. Now, there's also the story missions where, when they worked, I had a lot of fun with because they have these cutscenes and it's more dynamic and you get to know the characters. Really fun stuff. But that's when they worked. Well, what about the gear, right? That's the whole reason you go onto missions. So how's the gear? Now, when you go on missions, you can get gear, and it will obviously give you more damage or more defenses, you know, basic stats. But my issue with this is that it doesn't give you any cosmetic change. So if I'm playing Kamala Khan and I pick up a new armor, I don't switch out my shirt, I don't put on armor, it's just there. So it's more like just invisible stats, and I'm not a real big fan of that. But the way that you can change your outfit is through skins. And each character has something called a challenge card, which we'll just refer to as Battle Pass because it looks like a Battle Pass. So each level in the Battle Pass will give you new cosmetics, some of them are skins, and once you're done with that Battle Pass, I'm assuming that's it. And looking at my favorite character,
She doesn't have cool skins. And I understand this game is a live service. They will be offering microtransactions, and in-game currency, which is also given to you in the Battle Pass if you keep gaining levels. But my fear is just with the pricing model, it'll go way overboard and it won't be appropriate for the $60 price tag that's on the game. So I really hope that they know what they're doing with this price model.
one of the last things is matchmaking in this game. It wasn't reliable at all. Most of the game I played with AI teammates, and I kind of had a bad time with it because they don't play objectives. They'll just follow you and fight enemies. So, you know. But at the time I did get paired up with people, it was fine. I had fun. I noticeably had more fun with people. Kind of how it works, right? But going on to my fears for this game, I fear it's just going to be another live service type of game. We've had Anthem, we've had Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and we've had games like Fallout 76. All of them had their betas. All the betas weren't the greatest, and they all had bad releases. So I hope it doesn't follow that trend. I'm really, really worried it will. With less than 20 days, I honestly hope this team's able to do it. But realistically, I don't know if they can. There's another beta coming up next weekend, so if you're interested, I would really recommend that you join this open beta. Give it a shot. It's free, of course, so play as a cool hero, have some fun, and also determine if you like it. I'm going to be on it again to see if there's any improvements, but I'm worried for this one. I like it a lot, but I'm worried. When this game does come out though, I will give it a full review, so if you're interested in that, consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date on all the content that I upload. For now, it's goodbye, but you're always welcome back to the Nexus. I'll see you next time.